Hello everyone, it's Mark Shalero, the owner of MS Classic Cars, and I'm coming right back at you with yet another spectacular vehicle. Today, I'm sitting behind the wheel of a 2013 Nissan GT-R that I purchased from the original owner with only 1,700 original miles. That's right, 1,700 original miles. You've got to check this out. To start off this presentation here, I'd like to say if you have or have not been following MS Classic Cars, please note that I only collect number 1 and number 2 condition vehicles. I've been doing that since inception. I'm very proud to say that we're the only classic car dealership in the country that services every vehicle that we sell from top to bottom, and we document the work with an invoice. This car here doesn't necessarily qualify as a classic car, being that it's 10 years old, but I did still follow the MS Classic Cars trademark with the service. So when I do a listing, I create a brand new binder for every vehicle, and the first thing that I put in the beginning is the service invoice. This will clearly document that we invested a total of $6,373.44 in servicing this vehicle. I will get into some of those details in a minute. Once again, I wanted to do this vehicle to the highest level possible. Once the vehicles are done through the service process, we put them into our detail room. We spend countless hours bringing them to the highest standards that you see here today, starting from the bottom right to the top. This particular vehicle was ceramic coated, which I will also get into in a few minutes as well. So please do your homework on MS Classic Cars. You can check out our website at msclassiccars.com and see everything we've done. We have almost 800 vehicles that you can reference on our sold page. So once again, check that out. I personally have composed this description, which can be found on our website listing. I spent a lot of time getting all my facts in order. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and read this first paragraph here. Then what I'll do is I'll touch base on the exterior, interior, engine compartment, and undercarriage. And then at the end of this video presentation, I am going to do a walk around presentation quickly on it. What I will do is I will point out every single little tiny imperfection. I'll do it on the exterior, I'll do it on the interior as we make our way around, and I will also use an electronic paint meter that will document that this vehicle does have all of its original paint. I apologize if this video is boring at times. It's not really for entertainment purposes. It's to be as transparent as possible when we're selling this vehicle to its new owner. So let's get right into it. This gorgeous 2013 Nissan GT-R Premium is documented as a one-owner vehicle with only 1,700 original miles. Yes, 1,600 actually 1,700 original miles. This Nissan GT-R is a high-performance sport car and Grand Tourer that was unrevealed at the 2007 Tokyo Motor Show. The GT-R abbreviation stands for Gran Turismo-Racing, and it was obtained from the Skyline GT-R. The GT-R has been praised and has received various accolades by automotive publications for its performance and practicality. Being one of the fastest production cars in the market, the GT-R was described as defying the laws of physics by many publications. As well as a sports car, it also has achieved success in various motorsports. As of 2023, the GT-R is in its 16th year of production. As indicated on the Nissan GT-R Registry for US and Canada, this example is one of only 1,416 built for the 2013 model year. So it is a very rare deal in that regard. What makes it even rarer is this is one of only 133 that were painted deep blue pearl, and one of only 119 of those that actually has the black interior. As indicated on the clean Car Fax report in the Monroney Label, it was ordered as a 2013 Nissan GT-R Coupe Premium with the deep blue pearl exterior, black interior, and the optional carpeted GT-R logo floor mats. It was purchased new at Mac Haik, I believe is how you pronounce it, Nissan. That's in Denton, Texas, on February 24th, 2012 by a gentleman who lives in Burnt Hills, New York. Based on its availability and exact color combination, he had to purchase the car from his outside of his home state. He purchased the car strictly as an investment and drove it very sparingly. He decided to sell the car after 10 years of ownership. MS Classic Cars purchased the car in February of 2023. As I mentioned earlier, MS Classic Cars sent the car to Speedcraft Nissan, which was in Warwick, Rhode Island, for an extensive service, including 4 brand new tires. This is the first time the car's ever been listed for sale new. So just to touch base on this, I got a referral. A lot of the vehicles that we have in our collection are not vehicles that have ever been advertised for sale or vehicles that were advertised privately. I get a lot of leads, a lot of phone calls, and so forth. This particular car falls into that category where it was referred to me as a lead that this gentleman who owned this vehicle, who was a judge in the state of New York, had bought it brand new, used it sparingly, and heard that he was going to be selling it. So that person was able to put him and I together. Of course, I jumped on the opportunity, and here we are today. So a few things I want to go over in this binder before I get into the exterior. I want to talk a little bit about, first I'll hit the Monroney Label. This vehicle does have its original owner's manuals, which you can see within our photo gallery. We do have the keys and so forth, but we do not have the original window sticker. So I went online and I actually went to this website where you can print the original window sticker, if you will, to Monroney Label. It even has some information here you can get from your smartphone with the barcode and so forth. But anyway, that is included in our picture gallery. This information here, this is something that I did put in the photo gallery as well. I highlighted in yellow. These are the production numbers that I referenced earlier that are right from the GT-R Registry. Also in this binder here, we have the clean Car Fax report that I had mentioned earlier. MS Classic Cars is a Car Fax dealer, so it clearly shows this vehicle was a one owner, never had any accidents, no damage, gives you some of the history and so forth. Again, you can see that within our photo gallery. And last but not least, is the work that we did at Speedcraft Nissan. Again, you can see all of this. So when I brought this car to them, we actually know a few people that work there personally. I told them I wanted to do a full inspection of the vehicle, and anything that they recommended needed to be done, which was basically just tires and all the fluids in the car, the battery and the remote, things like that, is fully documented. Again, you can see this in our photo gallery. I spared no expense. It was $4,348.54. I know in the beginning of the video I had said that we invested $6,300. Well, once the service work was done, we brought it back and we actually did a full ceramic coat on this car, which is G-Technic Platinum. We are an authorized dealer for that. If you don't know much about ceramic coat, it's a great thing. It really, really helps preserve the paint and adds that extra value. We normally charge $1,800 to do that. So when the person gets this car, they don't have to worry about doing that at their local facility that does ceramic coating. So that's how we arrived to that 6,300 number. But again, everything that we did is fully documented in the photo gallery and so forth. And getting into the tires real quick, the reason that I did the tires was because the original tires, clearly with the miles that were on the car, it had like 1,700 when I bought it. It's got almost 1,800 now. But basically that work was done simply because the tires were starting to show some dry rot just from sitting and stuff. So I figured the new owner would definitely feel more safe being on the new tires, and that's why I went ahead and did that. So let's get into the exterior of the vehicle. The exterior of this GT-R is beautifully designed in excellent overall condition. It retains 100% of its original deep pearl blue paint, which looks amazing. The paint was textured once again with an electronic paint meter by MS Classic Cars, which again is documented in our photo gallery and also in the main video provided. The paint was detailed to a show quality shine, and then I said ceramic coated with G-Technic Platinum by the team at MS Classic Cars. Some of the exterior features include speed sensitive variable intermittent windshield wipers, UV body colored heated remote power folding mirrors. It does have a really nice dark grille. It's got the super wide illumination on off HID headlights. The front and rear body colored bumpers are really nice. Aerodynamic front underbody cover. It does have front fender vents. It's got the integrated flush mounted door handles, the body color rear spoiler. It's got those really cool 4-ring taillights with the LED illumination that Corey had taken some pictures of. Those are kind of unique to these cars. And it does have the carbon fiber underbody diffuser. All of the UV filtering front and side window glass is in excellent condition and crystal clear. A lot of times you'll get these cars and they might be, something there was a crack that happened a long time ago or some type of a chip or whatever, but this is in beautiful condition. Really, all the glass is super nice. The car sits on what they refer to on the Monroney label as Ray's Premium dark gray finished aluminum forged wheels that are 20 by 9.5 in the front. So you got a really big wheel in the front, and it's got 20 by 10.5 wheels. Again, really big wheels in the back. The wheels are wrapped with brand new Bridgestone Potenza, and they're actually an RE070R tire. Those were some expensive tires, but definitely wanted to go with a good brand name and something that the dealership recommended. They're 255 40/20s in the front and 285 35/20s in the rear. So as we make our way to the interior of this GT-R is also beautifully designed in an excellent overall condition. The black and suede upholstery is both sporty and very comfortable. Really, really hugs you when you're sitting in the seat. It's dressed with carbon fiber throughout, which I think makes a huge difference. The door armrest, shift knob, and parking brake leather are actually wrapped with this really soft to the touch leather. Again, it's in really nice condition. Some of the interior features include door step lights, door map pockets, dual sun visors with illumination vanity mirrors, front map lights. It has an overhead sunglass storage compartment, auto dimming rear view mirror. It's got HomeLink universal transceiver. It's got the padded interior trim, aluminum trim. It's got really nice size cup holders, locking glove box door, dual climate control. It does have HDD navigation with a really nice 7-inch LCD screen, Bluetooth, satellite radio. It's got a Bose sound system, heated seats. It just goes on and on. A multifunctional steering wheel sits in front of the factory instrumentation that does include an 8K RPM tachometer, a 220-mile speedometer, and some auxiliary gauges. And once again, the odometer on this vehicle shows just 1,700 original miles. The trunk is actually really spacious. It's super clean. You can see pictures of that within our photo gallery. As we make our way to the engine compartment, it is really detailed throughout with all of its original parts. The vehicle is powered by a twin turbocharged 3.8-liter dual overhead cam, 24-valve V6 engine. The engine is factory rated with 545 horsepower, and it has 463 foot-pounds of torque. An absolute beast. This engine runs great. It sounds great through the quad large diameter exhaust tips. The power is delivered to all four wheels. This is a all-wheel drive vehicle, so the pavement is really in contact with those tires all the time. And it works through a sequential 6-speed dual clutch transmission with the paddle shifting availability. And of course you have the automatic mode. Again, a really awesome power plant, super fun car to drive. Making our way to the undercarriage, it's super nice underneath, very clean, all the original parts. You'll see that in our photo gallery. The speed sensitive power rack and pinion steering works great, super tight. The suspension system consists of front and rear stabilizer bars. It does have high performance Bilstein monotube electronically controlled shock absorbers, independent double wishbone front suspension. It's got independent multi-link rear suspension, and it does have hill start assist, which is really cool. The braking system consists of these massive Brembo 6-piston calipers in the front and 4-piston calipers in the back. They have this really nice gold finish. They just look really good. So as expected with a 10-year-old vehicle, as I mentioned earlier, you're going to have a few imperfections. I'm going to go ahead, get out of the vehicle. We're going to walk around it. We'll do the paint meter, we'll present you those imperfections, and then I'll get back inside the vehicle and I'll start it and let you listen to how beautiful it runs. So let's go ahead and do that now. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to do a exterior and interior presentation of this beautiful GT-R with only 1,700 original miles. This vehicle is 10 years old. It's not perfect. We've never actually sold a perfect vehicle at MS Classic Cars. Everything does have a few imperfections. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this light that I have to just start with the front area, the hood, the nose, and just walk around the car, point out any imperfections that I see in the car. And I'm also going to use this electronic paint meter here. Every manufacturer is a little bit different with their readings. We're looking for single-digit numbers. They typically will fluctuate a little bit between each reading. We definitely don't want to ever see double-digit numbers, or we know that the car has clearly been repainted, body work has been done, and so forth. This is just a great tool to use. So let's go ahead and start with the front here. I'm going to start with the back side of the hood. In the camera, if you do see anything that maybe looks like a chip that I'm not noticing, more than likely it's just a piece of dust and so forth. The paint on this car is beautiful. Like as an example right here, you see that little imperfection? It's just a piece of dust. You see how I'm moving it? So I have to kind of just be a little bit careful what I'm saying is a chip and what's not. But look at this paint. I don't know if you can tell on the camera how beautiful the paint is. But the imperfection, there's one right there. Again, you can see with the tip of my finger how small it is. And again, that's something that somebody can touch up if they want to. You could even use a little magic marker and just dab it and it would pretty much disappear. But we didn't want to do any touch-ups on this for obvious reasons. The headlights are in beautiful condition here. Really no imperfections to speak of. There is a little tiny area here which somebody just pushed on. I want to make sure to be very clear about that. So looking down at the front here, it's in super nice condition. There is a little chip here and here. Again, those are just little imperfections that happen over time. Again, the front fascia is in beautiful shape. There are some scratches underneath the bottom of this. You can see those in some of our exterior photos. If you look when the camera's angled up, you can actually see, again, they're underneath here. Not a big thing, just want to make sure that I mentioned that. The front here is in beautiful condition. Again, look at this gorgeous color. Moving our way over, what I'm going to do is use the paint meter on the hood. You'll see it's a 3.5, that's original factory paint. Looking at the headlight here, it's in super condition. Everything is super nice. No condensation in there, no water drips or anything like that. Again, this is in super condition. I don't see any imperfections. Again, I'm just kind of making sure I'm not looking at any dust particles and thinking that they're chips. This wheel, it's in beautiful shape. Zero signs of any imperfections at all. Maybe I lied. There's a little tiny chip right there on the wheel. That again can be touched up if the new owner wants to. These are brand new tires, as I mentioned earlier. The glass is in really nice condition here. It does have a few little imperfections in the glass if you catch it at the right light. Again, this was stored inside of a garage for many years. It wasn't driven very often. And of course, during that time when he would pull it out or take it on short trips, little tiny things happen over time. The door here looks absolutely beautiful. Don't see anything worth mentioning. I am going to use the paint meter on this front fender here for you. Just going to kind of put it over here. I'm also going to do the same thing to the door. It's a 5.5 original factory paint. Same thing over here. 4.0 original factory paint. Nothing here worth mentioning to you at all. Again, just dust particles. I'm going to go ahead and put the paint meter on the roof. 5.5 original factory paint. Again, just blowing off the dust. As soon as we wipe off the car, it's just AC in the building and just a little dust floating around the air, but don't see anything at all here worth mentioning. Rear quarter, you can see 6.0 original paint. The glass is in beautiful condition. I'm going to go ahead and open the door. Look at this interior. The interior is in absolutely beautiful condition here. There's very little wear on the bolster. You'll see a few wrinkles in here. That's very common when you get into the vehicle and out of the vehicle. You're pretty much resting on here, but it's not worn out or anything like that. It's just a little bit wrinkled. You can see that in our photos. There is a little scratch right here. Again, I don't know how some of these things happen over time. There's one here and one here. Just want to make sure I pointed those out. I just looked over this entire interior earlier. I didn't really see. Oh, actually, if you want to turn the camera over here, there is a little tiny scratch right here. Again, you can't really see it, but it's there. Oops, just want to make sure I mention that to you. Also, when we were cleaning the vehicle here, these paddle shifters are made of this unique material that kind of, you put chemicals on it and it kind of makes it oxidize. You can see the color of it's changed a little bit. And during that process, this stuff here peeled a little. So we actually touched up these paddle shifters. They sell those paddle shifters new. You can buy actually carbon fiber ones that are pretty easily installed if somebody wants to change those. Even the emblem on the floor mat does show a little bit of wear on it. Again, that's the exact area that your foot gets in when you, first thing you do when you step into the car. Kind of a poor area to put those, but I just wanted to make sure I pointed out this interior. I really don't see anything that's worth mentioning on the driver's side. So let's move our way over to the driver's side rear quarter here. I already did the paint meter. I'm going to do it over, I'll do it down low as well. There's a 5.5 original factory paint. Don't see any scratches. I don't see any chips. We did do a paint correction on this car when we ceramic coated it. Regarding the rims, they're in beautiful condition. I don't actually see one imperfection on these wheels, no curb rash whatsoever. It's in beautiful shape. Look at the size of those brakes. Brembo brakes, kind of a gold finish, super nice. Making our way over to the back here. The paint meter obviously doesn't read rubber, but metal. We got a 3.5 original factory paint. This back trunk lid is in beautiful condition. I don't see any imperfections. Once again, if you see something in the camera that looks like a chip and I'm not mentioning it, it's clearly the dust. Every time I blow, it just goes away. The spoiler is in really nice shape. The back of this is in beautiful shape. Again, see how it's not reading? Actually, it is. It's this piece that's rubber. So if I were to put it here, see how it doesn't read? It doesn't do anything because it's plastic. But this is the back bumper. Beautiful condition. I don't see any imperfections back here. Super nice. Love that diffuser in the rear. Carbon fiber. Those huge quad exhaust tips. These are those really stylish headlights, or taillights rather. Super nice. As we make our way over to the passenger rear quarter here, again, flawless. I don't see any chips, scratches, or any imperfections. We'll go ahead and do the paint meter here. It's a 5.5 original factory paint. Same thing over here, 6.0 original factory paint. Nothing to mention. The glass is beautiful. Top of this roof is in beautiful condition. 5.5 original factory paint. We'll do this door here quick and then I'll open it. I don't see one single scratch or chip. And again, if I miss something, it's pin size, really. 4.0 original factory paint. We'll go ahead and open up this door here. These are really cool doors. Again, this is a beautiful interior here. You don't really see as much wear on this bolster as you did on the driver's side, clearly because there wasn't always a passenger in here. There is a tiny little section here on the seat, I guess, on the piping part of the seat that looks like it has a little wear. Again, not a big deal. That could just be from somebody's belt buckle or a ring or whatever. I will make note that the end of the brake lever here is a little rough in the sense that it just has a few little imperfections on it. Again, not a big deal. There are a few little tiny like imperfections here. I'm not really sure, just people touching and moving or whatever the case might be. Again, beautiful condition, interior, super, super nice. I don't see any like imperfections in the dash or headliner is not sagging at all. You can see all that in our photos. It's really, really nice. I don't see any scratches in the door jamb like those couple of small ones that were on the driver's side. This is really, I'm assuming, a car that a collector will grab, being that it's an earlier GT-R, being that it has this really rare color. I don't think there's one car, one GT-R that's actually listed for sale right now with this color. There might be one that we haven't seen recently, but at least in the last month when we checked, this is a really, really rare color. Again, trying to find anything that's worth mentioning here. Everything is in super nice condition. Oh, one thing before I forget, I just want to look at those rims on this back rim here. Super condition. Not one imperfection. Maybe there's a tiny little spot right there, maybe. That little tiny spot. Again, brand spanking new. Do the same thing over here before I forget. Again, spectacular. Don't see one imperfection on here. Again, the fender, we'll do the, there might be a little, there's a tiny, tiny, tiny little chip right there. Other than that, looks spectacular. 5.5 original factory paint. Another little maybe chip, little scratch rather right there. Again, these are not really that visible. Again, 4.0 original factory paint. So I'm going to go ahead and jump back in the vehicle and then we'll continue the video. Thank you. Okay, so now we're back in the vehicle. This is going to be a cold start here, so I'm going to go ahead and start it, let you listen how beautiful it runs. Before I do that, I would ask if you have not signed up for our VIP email blast, please do so. That is the best way to follow us. We have thousands of customers that are on our list. I would also ask that you follow us on social media. We are on all the social media platforms. Just check us out, MS Classic Cars. Again, appreciate you watching this video. I'll say it always, we are not a huge dealership. We don't do consignments. We own all of our inventory. We're doing really good things, so please, we appreciate your interest. Gonna go ahead and start this now, let you listen how awesome it runs and sounds. There she is. Appreciate you watching, and as always, rock and roll.